Well, I opened up Skyview app because camping next to Stonehenge tonight, and we're lucky that it's not overly cloudy. We can see a lot of stars. There's the International Space Station right amongst Sagittarius. This is looking due east. Stonehenge is about 300 metres east of where we camped last night. Here's Mercury and Venus right next door to each other. And last time I was in the Northern Hemisphere, I couldn't see Ursa Major because I never had a clear night. And I think he's directly above us, but I think Ursa Minor is somewhere over here, looking south. Oops. Cancer. Right, that's Gemini. Oh, here's Orion. And there's his belt. Took a photo of him. You can see what they call it, the red planet. And here he is up here. Ursa Major. Well, it's 6 o'clock in the morning and couldn't sleep, had to wake up. It's pretty cold out here. The Queensland blood is frozen. You wouldn't know, or you won't be able to see it until the sun comes up a little bit, but Stonehenge is right here over our left shoulder, my left shoulder, and we stayed here. It's about 300 metres that way, and we stayed here last night. You're allowed to. We all know that Stonehenge is 5,000 years old, and the blue stones were brought from South Wales and erected down here, lined up in a north, south, east, west alignment to honour the solstices. But something Mum did mention to me was that Sir Christopher Wren has etched his name on it, and we spoke about Sir Christopher Wren the other day. He rebuilt St Paul's Cathedral, the Greenwich Naval Hospital, and he was the town planner for the rebuilding of London after the Great Fire. He also, apparently Sir Christopher Wren was so inspired by Stonehenge that he reflected its shape and proportions into his dome when he rebuilt the Cathedral of St Paul's. So we'll put a comparative photo up.
Wow. Wow.
Right. Stonehenge chili mead to start the morning. Nothing like a drink at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Cheers.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome.
Good morning, day number 2 in the UK, and today's philosophy is brought to you by Edward Gibbon. He said the various religions that prevailed in the Roman world were thought by the people to be true, by the philosophers as to be false, and by the magistrates as equally useful. So I may not be a believer, but I'm a big fan of tradition. I'm a fan of history, whether it's ugly or wonderful. It's still history. This morning we are going to go to the great Salisbury Cathedral for morning service. Let's go. Salisbury Cathedral is one of the most magnificent buildings you'll ever see. Being 404 feet high, it had to have a light on the top of the spire, according to aviation laws, which is what the Germans used during the Blitz, so that they could reference where they were, circle around and bomb Portsmouth. Everybody knows that I'm not a non-believer. I've never kept that a secret. But this cathedral here and the service that we came to is absolutely amazing. It reminds me of the late Christopher Hitchens, when he said that many religions now come to us with ingratiating smirks and outspread arms, offering solidarity and uplift, competing as they do in a marketplace. But we have a right to remember how barbarically they behaved when they were making an offer that we couldn't refuse.
Look how magnificent that is.
Yeah. So you want to gurney it, do you? Because you think it's a bit...
Yeah. But, you know, all that moss and bird poo.
It's amazing the amount of people who have been honoured and put onto the cathedral, and it's also amazing that there is one vacant spot left.
Oh, look, there's a vacant spot, Shannon, just for me.
Yeah, yeah. You can have that.
Thanks.
I'll make sure it happens.
Thanks. Isn't that awesome?
Avebury. What do they call it? The little cousin of Stonehenge. I'll tell you what, we'll send the drone up and get some footage, huh?
I think that's a good idea.
I wonder what happened on this day in history.
27th of November 1917, Eliza Maud Inglis passed away. She was a Scottish surgeon and suffragette. She was awarded the Order of the White Eagle from Serbia. Qualifying for her medical license in 1892, appointed to the Elizabeth Anderson Hospital in London. In 2004, she set up a small maternity hospital in Edinburgh, and in 1915 she went to Serbia and was taken captive. To aid her release was the US Army, and she went back in 1916 and became very ill and passed away. But she was such a fantastic woman in history, very forward for her time.